Alright guys, jumping right back into Final Fantasy II. So we just kind of finished up a portion of the story with the Cyclone and everything like that, and now we currently have to actually head to Palamecia to confront the new Emperor, the Dark Knight Leon, which I would argue is oddly familiar to the name Leon of the original, kind of cast member of our troupe, so to speak. So we got to head to Palamecia. I already talked to Pavel. He basically said he doesn't know what's going on, or he doesn't know how to get in there. So he wasn't very helpful. Let's check a few of the shops. So this is really dumb. I forgot what symbol the item shop has. There it is. I was like, what is the item shop? It's got the almost lamp looking icon. But yeah, let's go to a few of the shops and let's see what we can actually sell, because we should be able to sell a few things, as well as kind of stock up on whatever we need. I just never find a use for these. I know I really probably shouldn't get rid of these, but I just don't. I don't see how they're useful. I'm sure there is some sort of use, but I have yet to discover them. Yeah, this game does actually kind of make me want to play again. Just sword made for defense. Yeah, just for the combat aspect. It feels like there's a lot of things combat-wise to do that I haven't quite done. I'm not sure on the Black Robe or the Defender and if they're useful or not. I feel like they might be. Yeah, that's really good. I didn't get rid of it. So we're going to equip that. And we're going to keep the Blood Sword on because it helped a lot previously. So I'm thinking it might help later on as well, of course. And then let's check the Black Robe. That might be useful for a mage, but we don't necessarily have a mage outside of potentially Maria as sort of a mage. I wish it showed the whole stat page, you know what I mean? Instead of just attack and defense, it had an option to toggle so I could see all the benefits. We can do this manually, I suppose. So intelligence is 6. So if I equip this, I don't know if it's actually going to change that though. It might not show it yet. Intelligence 16. I think that's worth it. Just that small trade-off, that seems very worth it to me. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Mostly I'm clearing out space because we're going to a new dungeon. I assume Palamecia is a dungeon kind of crawler kind of thing. I mean, that's everything, right? So it's helpful to kind of stock up and have an empty inventory in case we need to use anything. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the items in the game and everything quite yet. I think in a lot of Final Fantasies, and this one as well, the items make things very, very easy, or easier than they normally are. We'll do that. I think we might encounter stone. I don't think we can cure stone. Oh yeah, I forgot I did equip Zephyr's flute. Maybe I don't need. I might have oversubscribed on items, but that's not a terrible thing. So we need to head to Palamecia. Very importantly, I'll talk to him again, but Sid had mentioned it previously that we could use this airship, and then he died. I guess I really can't check in with him again, can I? So where is his airship? It should be in honest, it's so terrible. All the names kind of are the same to me, like Paloom, Poft. I think it's in Paloom. I know in Bast or whatever, it was, we had the Dreadnought there. Potentially I should have gotten more cottages. That might have been a good idea. I think that's probably the one thing that I could have used a little bit more of. And I did get more, but not a ton more. Because cottages, I think out of all the items I have, cottages are #1 the most useful. Because they're just the most efficient, you know? Alright, and we are going to continue our sort of grind, if you will. So we're going to be using a lot more magic here and kind of increasing that stat. I still don't know how I feel about the way magic levels up and stuff for the per spell. But I think it's okay. I think there's got to be a better way, but I haven't, like... If I can be honest, I haven't put in a lot of thought into it, so, like, I feel bad being like, there's a better way, and then not, like, giving a better way. You know, it's kind of like, anyone can be critical, but not everyone can, you know, problem solve. I think this is probably, like, I don't know, maybe, like, using magic gets you magic experience to spend? Does that make sense? It just seems like it's too time-consuming, you know? Maybe you just reduce the requirements of experience gain for each spell. So you keep the system, but then you reduce the amount of experience required to level them up. Because, so if there's like 16, here's the example I give. If there's 16 levels for each spell, I'm at Cure like 10 or 11 for Furion. I've been using Cure for most of the game, but I'm still at level like 11. Which isn't bad, but I've been using it the entire game almost. So, how does that work for me leveling up all the spells? Maybe the argument is like, well, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to level up every single spell. Like, that's the choice you make in the game. You know, we're not trying to make you all powerful. We're just trying to, you know, give you some opportunity. I guess I'll take all. Like, maybe that's the argument. I could understand that argument. Because I've only taken one step out, and that's a lot of good items. Sorry, I don't mean to keep us here for so long, but I don't know if I need more gil or not. But yeah, like I feel like it's just there's definitely a whole event with leveling up, like magic and stuff like that. Actually, I'll probably use like 2 cottages by the time I find the airship, I imagine. Maybe even just 1. It depends on what I have to do. And I assume 16 is the final level, because a lot of the monsters I've been facing lately, which I would argue this is probably the end game, a lot of the monsters I've been facing lately use like Flare 16 or whatever, so it feels like you'd probably give the monsters the strongest magic late game. Which I guess it does feel like the more important aspect is your magic points, like your magic skill, rather than the specific skill of the magic ability you're using. Because, I mean, those monsters using Flare 16, we're only doing like 100 damage. Which, I mean, if we've got thousands of HP, that's not very useful. Like, that's not actually that effective. Give Gus the Ultima spell, because he's our main character. Sorry, Furion. Yeah, I'm hoping to finish, I'm probably going to finish this game today. This will upload Monday on the 22nd, I believe. And, yeah, I'm spending, the way I record a lot is, I have, like, recording sessions, essentially, because I work throughout the week, and I try to record as much as I can during the week, but then on the weekends, I kind of devote a lot of time to recording and stuff like that. Ship. Ferry. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Or no, it wasn't Puffed. Okay. So we have to go to Puff for the airship. That actually does make it really, really easy. Honestly, I actually wouldn't have minded if they didn't highlight the airship on the map. It's not a big deal for them to do that. I like that it still says ferry, which I'm pretty sure we can't take the ferry. I'm pretty sure everyone's gone. But that's just me. Man, they get so many like turns. I guess it does make it a little bit more fair, because I mean the way we're leveled up, like if we got the first turn all the time, then I mean we could just wipe out whole parties like with ease. Not at this level, but at higher levels, like you could just be like, we never take damage ever. I'm really excited for Final Fantasy 3 because that'll be the first Final Fantasy that I play in this kind of chronological order we're going through that I've actually never played. Because I played Final Fantasy 2 before this, and I beat Final Fantasy 1 before this. I think we're in the aspect I've never played though of Final Fantasy 2. But like Final Fantasy 3 it's new to me. I'm on the Final Fantasy subreddit quite a bit, and like those alternative subreddits with like specific games in mind, like Final Fantasy X and stuff like that. And it's been so difficult because, I mean, people are putting like posts about those games, and I'm trying not to read them. And obviously they're marked spoiler if they're spoilers, and it's, you know, they're very old games, so it's kind of unreasonable for anyone to be like, oh no, a spoiler. Like even if I see like a spoiler for like a game in the comments, I kind of accept like the games have been out for years and years and years and years, so I can't be too heartbroken. Do I care about it? You know what? I don't even care about this stuff. Yeah, I will say, like, from what I see, it's pretty good, like, on the markings. Like, I feel like a lot of those, like, I guess game-specific subreddits are pretty good at marking that stuff. Like, if you have, like, Final Fantasy and stuff, like, the subreddit is really good at, like, marking, like, this is a spoiler, stuff like that. If you go to, like, a general, like, gaming subreddit, I think it's a little bit more free, like, free-for-all. Like, you might get a spoiler, stuff like that. I don't know. I think when you're like really into a game, and you really enjoy it, and you join those very specific subreddits, you enjoy it enough that you don't want to spoil it for anyone else. Like you want everyone else to have pretty much like the same experience because you want them to like it too. So you're more like mentally, it's more in your mind, like when you're commenting. Fighting through the sea. Yeah, the main thing we're going to be doing with this series, we're playing through a lot of the Final Fantasy. Obviously, we're going to keep on playing Blitzball. I'm not sure what we're going to do after that. I've got a few cool things I want to record that aren't necessarily like, I don't know how to phrase them. They're not like guides or anything. They're just like cool things I think are cool in like Final Fantasy X. So we're probably going to see a lot of that. That kind of stuff. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like, I realize I'm saying like a lot, but the content is going to be more based around, you know, just things that I think are interesting. One of the things I actually wanted to do was, it sounds so dumb, but actually I don't think so, it's not dumb, but I wanted to record when you're escaping from Xanarkand in Final Fantasy X, record Yuna summoning Anima, to see like how that works when you're on the bridge with all the sin spawn, like what that looks like, because I want to basically have moments where the developers didn't want you, made it impossible for you to do that action, but you're going to do it anyways, and then kind of see what happens from that. We're going to do holy specifically on specific people here. It'll probably do more damage. It should be 40 apiece, and this should do like much more than that. I've done a few of those already. Like if you've seen some of the other videos, it's specifically stuff like can Tidus defeat the water flan in Besaid, and can you defeat Gioskino. I don't know how to pronounce that name still. Early on, and just interesting tidbits like that. Now we got Final Fantasy II. One of my favorite things that I've seen on Final Fantasy II is someone recorded what happens if you, I think I mentioned this before, but what happens when you defeat the Dark Knights or Black Knights, I still get those mixed up, in the very beginning of the game, like when you're pursued, and the game just kicks you back to the main menu, which I always thought was funny. Just because, like, it's weird because you're no longer pursued. You defeated the knights following you, and now you're good to go. And like that was the end of the game. It's the quickest speed run of Final Fantasy II you'll ever see. You just you defeat the 4 knights in the very beginning, and you beat the game. You stop the Empire. Ideally, with this series, we would be at a point when Final Fantasy 16 comes out that we could also record that as well. Because I want to record that, but I'm gonna still do it chronologically, so I'd have to beat the whole series in every game I want to beat before it comes out, which isn't unreasonable, I don't think, because there's no release date for the game. It's still kind of to be determined, so I think it's achievable. The big thing I need to do is I need to upgrade my PC to actually be able to run and record and kind of, well, run at the quality I want all those games. Including Final Fantasy 14, I want to run it at a higher quality than I initially was planning on. Now, it's been really difficult though. I know some people might already be aware, but the PC market for graphics cards right now is kind of crazy. So I don't want to spend like thousands and thousands on a graphics card, just because everything's kind of being marked up. Like I don't have the need right now, so I don't want to blow all my money on it. Because I think like some of them, they market for maybe a little under 1,000, but now they're being sold for well over 1,000 because there's, you know, a shortage. So you kind of have people reselling them and stuff like that. Specifically the 3080 or 3090 from NVIDIA. That stuff gets expensive. I think it's all due to Bitcoin mining instead of, well, cryptocurrency mining. It's not just Bitcoin, of course. So eventually we will be recording some of those later games once we get through everything chronologically, and ideally we'll have a better PC to do it on. So that'll be nice. Actually, the one thing I found was I can't record Final Fantasy X at 4K on the PC, which I wanted to do for Blitzball, but I can't seem to do it. So I'm gonna have to wait till I get one of those. Well, until I get a graphics card, and as well as upgrade the rest of the PC. Because I want to do it all at once, of course. I want to build something brand new, everything new, all that stuff. Really, it's the, oh, I should stop this. Really, it's the graphics card that's kind of holding me back from a price point, you know? Don't want to spend too much. Eventually, I might have to. Like, if a lot of the games, like, come out that I really want to play, like, I might just have to, you know, bite the bullet and, you know, just spend a bunch of money on it, which I don't know, it just seems so wasteful. Like, if I just wait a few months and then everything goes down in price because they have a lot more stock in. Yeah. But yeah. Sorry, I realize like I'm not talking at all about Final Fantasy II right now. Like I'm just like walking through the fights. It does feel like getting back to the game. It does feel that a lot of these fights are more frequent. Like I don't remember having so many frequent fights earlier on. The issue might be that they're longer fights. So maybe like when I was having fights before, I fight like some goblins or whatever. It didn't really matter because I had one hit. And it would just be, life is easy, like, life is nothing, like, it's super, it's whatever, you know? And now that I'm having fights that are more drawn out, mentally I'm thinking there are more fights than there actually are. But it would be interesting to see if the encounter rate went up after kind of the stronger enemies came in. I don't think that's completely unreasonable. Which I do actually kind of like that method of powering up the environment. I like when games take your beginning stage and then make them more difficult with buffed up enemies and stuff. Just because it feels so weird when you're... I'll use Final Fantasy X as an example because it's the game I play most on this channel. When you're like, you know, you're in the Calm Lands and you're doing monster hunting, and then you go back to Besaid, and then you just eliminate everything in your path, like within 2 seconds. Because, you know, all the enemies deal like 2 damage to you, or like 3 damage, or like maybe like 20, 30, it depends on when you're there, but everything's so weak, and it's not really a challenge of like if you're gonna win. It's, you know, you're gonna win. It's just a chore of going through and getting everything. So stuff like that is it's nice when they make the arenas more difficult, more powerful enemies and stuff like that. I'm definitely a huge fan of that. The game I'm really looking forward to playing is Final Fantasy 15. I think that'll probably be the one of my more anticipated games in this series, because I played 15 before, and I think I beat like the first area and then I stopped playing. But I've heard with the DLC and stuff it gets a lot better, so looking forward to that. I think out of all the games though, it seems like 15 is the most open from what people are saying. I think a lot of Final Fantasy games in general, I mean, not to get hate on this, but a lot of Final Fantasy games are linear in concept. Like, what I mean by that is like Final Fantasy 7 and stuff, like you can go around, you can go check out chocobos and stuff before you're supposed to, but in the way it works is there is a storyline thing you have to address before you can truly get to the end. You know, you're gonna have some obstacle in your way before you can actually like leave, you know, a certain hub, so to speak. And from what people were saying was Final Fantasy 15 is fairly open world, and that should be interesting. I imagine it's still the same concept of like there's a hub where like I can't go past this point because story reasons. But you know, it's interesting to see how that's set up. I mentioned this before, but my favorite way to kind of section off these difficult areas of the game and stuff is kind of like how Final Fantasy II did it and Fallout New Vegas, which is you, I know 2 very different games to compare, but you essentially let the player go anywhere, but you have this very, very difficult area full of like really strong enemies that you just cannot get past. So essentially it's like for the hardcore grinders, like you can do it if you really want to, and like it's possible, but you know, it's gonna be some effort. You know, it's not gonna be easy. It's kind of just, it's the difference between a hard wall that says you cannot do this and a soft push of like, you're gonna die, well you really should not be doing this, we don't recommend it, but like if you really want to have fun, dude, like I mean, it's, you know, it's that kind of difference. It's good to see a preemptive strike here. Man, it feels like a lot of this video has just been kind of stocking up and wandering. At the end of the day, it's kind of expected, you know? But we are doing pretty good on this combat. Getting some stats up and everything. I remember when we were doing magic and we were doing like 2 damage to goblins. So, I mean, this is a lot better than anything else. Well, now that we can actually steal this, because I tried to do this earlier. I tried to access the airship earlier and it would not let me. So let's, did they blow up this village? I don't think they did. I'm really happy to see the airship. Oh, we miss Joseph so. That is sad. Joseph died for that bell. Please don't waste his life. Go take it to Cassio. Okay, I've already done that. Alright. This video might be a little bit longer. Curse. Curse? Do I have a remedy for curse? Not Asuna. Oh no. That's not good. Cures amnesia, cures toad. Oh, nullifies curse. We might actually need something here. Alright, let's heal up. Oh wait, maybe I can't heal because he had no MP. If that is the case, that is ridiculous. That is all my fault. Alright, let's go to the inn. Sorry, I had to pause there for a little bit. I was getting some work texts, you know, kind of those 911 like sums up. Okay, cool. Might have lied. We might not have this video be longer than we thought. Might have to leave soon. We'll see. But let's actually check the world map here real quick. I always feel so bad at like commentating because I'm like, I don't think I'm supposed to bring that stuff up. But I think, honestly, I think the game has had us naturally explore everything. Like Tropical Isle, obviously the Ice Cavern, Diced Cavern. Like, it's naturally had us go everywhere, so the airship doesn't give us any more access anywhere that we couldn't have accessed previously. I don't believe so, at least. And there's no real enemies in the airship. I've always thought about that, like if it would be worth having enemies when you're in the airship, and I feel like no, because I think it's like the one form of fast traveling that the game offers, and I think having enemies would just be like really annoying, and not really, you know, it would ruin the fun aspect. Scissor Jaws, are these guys strong? Yes. Yes, they are. Well, at least they were when they hit Maria. See, Maria shouldn't be taking a bunch of damage anymore because she has better defense. I think we gave her different armor for the body. Or no, we gave her gloves, maybe? I forget what we gave her, because we gave her the robe for intelligence, but then like we gave her some like gloves or something that made it so she was a lot stronger than she previously was. Alright, I just want to check a few places, talk to a few people, you know, get the lay of the land. Holy number 74. That really is what it feels like sometimes. I think it's really useful though, leveling it up. I do think ultimately Ultima will be the strongest spell in the game, like combat-wise. things. Not by a large margin, but I think it will just generally be the strongest. And I think it should be that way, because it's kind of historically known as like the best spell ever. In terms of Final Fantasy II, like they had the whole like, history of like Ultima as like the the chosen spell or whatever. So I think it's a safe bet that it should do a teensy bit more damage than other things. Holy is the store-bought version of Ultima. It's like when you get Coca-Cola or Safeway Select. That's the Holy is Safeway Select, and Ultima is the Coca-Cola. I don't know where that analogy was going. It started out pretty rough, I'm gonna be honest. Alright, these guys are really tough. I'm hoping this helps the magic increase though. That's kind of the biggest pain, because we have to do the least efficient thing here with Holy and stuff and casting spells, and like we could have physically defeated them a long time ago, but we're doing this to increase our magic, and then in time we hope that our magic is more useful. But even more critically is we want our MP to increase, because Cure and stuff like that relies on that. And imagine if we had 5 MP right now. We would be dead in the water when it comes to healing our team. So this, at the end of the day, this is mostly a make Cure more useful aspect, and we really hope that the combat magic is better too. Furian's Endurance, Maria's MP, so just what we want to see. Like, this is all great stuff. I guess it also does increase their endurance and stuff, and all, as they're in that fight, they're taking more damage, HP is increasing, damage is being dealt. Wait, Cassion still has monsters? I thought like they cleared it out. Maybe not. Well, I mean, clearly these are weak monsters, so this should be a very simple battle. I'm trying to remember where all the people are in this castle. There might not be any, actually. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to remember how to navigate through this. Eventually he'll die. This is the last one. Alrighty. I'm hoping there's something at the end here, besides disappointment. We're gonna make it there. See, I guess this is kind of an example of what I was talking about previously, where it said, maybe I think there's less battles because we were facing goblins. Like, I think there are just as many battles here as there are outside, but because they're so much quicker, I'm probably not noticing the frequency, you know? Like, if the battles are like, 15, 20 seconds, then I'm not going to notice so much as like a battle that lasts a few minutes. Now these ogres, they saw what happened to the first guy. Now they're gone too. It's a shame. Yeah, this is going to be a fairly long video. I just want to see if there's anything to do here. I feel like no, but it could be crazy. I feel like people watching this are like, dude, do you not remember there's nothing at Castle Cassion? And I'm just going to look really silly, but, it's it doesn't hurt to check. All right. I swear we're almost there. I have no evidence to back that up, just hope. Either way, it is kind of good to explore, We're retracing our steps, It's I don't think we're going to find anything new, but it's a good time. Alright, well now these guys are super dead. Ultimate Magic rose to level, yes! Love to see it, man. Love to see those level ups. My gosh. There's so many floors to this castle. I'm telling you guys. If that guy's still here, I'm about to just yell at him and be like, dude, clean out your castle. You got shadows wandering the hall. I don't even know what a shadow is. I didn't think they would attack people. Close. I think I said that on 4-1, and I don't know if it's changed yet, but I've got a lot of faith. Okay, well that guy's super dead. His friend was dead, but he is, 4 degrees more of dead. That life drain is really good for the wraiths, though. It's really strong. Like if you're like slowly chipping away at them, the fact that they can just heal up totally. Yeah. That's got to be the most infuriating thing in like RPGs, though, is like when you're chipping away at a boss or in a fight and you're really struggling, and you know you're like, oh yeah, I think I got him low, and then they just full heal, and you're just like, oh god, no, like why are they healing themselves all the way? You know, it's gotta be one of the rougher situations. All right, honestly, I know I'm close, but I don't know if there's anything here. At least we got Ultima leveled up, but this is just grinding at this point. I probably should have given Garrett some form of magic. He's been with us for so long. It probably was worth it. Not as long as other people, I think, but... Was it Mindu? Mindu was with us the longest, I think. Adamantoise. Remember that when that was a boss? The good old days. Now it's just another weak enemy in our way of conquest. Alright, I don't think there's anything here. I'm gonna try to warp out here. I guess I could try and warp up, because you could just continuously enter a dungeon, warp out, enter, warp out, all that stuff over and over. Alright, so we're actually probably going to end it there. When we come back, we are going to travel all the way to Palmacia. Let's see what we can do. Let's start with a cottage, and yeah. Alright, well, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great day, and until next time.